Good morning, everyone. It's me again, Katanya Shakir from Behind the Wall. It's been a while, probably about a month, maybe a little less than a month, but I wanted to come on very quickly this morning just to drop a little nugget, hopefully something that will encourage you and give you just a little bit of a push to go through the day. It's Friday and we're all excited, of course, about the weekend. I'm sure even if it's just if you're going to rest or if you have plans, I'm sure some excitement lies there. And I'm sorry if, for those of you who may have to work through the weekend, but let's make the best of it. But first of all, before I get into my little talk, I wanted to share this with y'all. I have this little thing here. Y'all see what that is? It's a rock, and the rock was given to me by a principal. When I first came home, I didn't get a job with back with the school district right away, so I did some subbing. I subbed at the collegiate school here in Cedar Hill, probably 2 or 3 minutes from my house, y'all. Perfect. But anyway, I subbed up there, and the principal, I was there during November and December. So at Christmas time, the principal, I guess, gives the people little gifts, but this was my gift. I don't know if she gave other people a gift like this, but it's a rock, and she had written the word believe on it. And I've held on to this rock, and I had it on my nightstand, and I put it on my chest of drawers up by my picture. And every so often I'll walk by and I'll see this rock. And my grandson, he knows that it's a rock. So sometimes when he's here, he'll come, he wants me to pick him up, and he's like, rock? So he gets my rock or what have you. That's probably why my words aren't on here. I think I actually had to rewrite the word believe on there. But something to hold on to, to look at. It's like, man, you give me a rock. Nothing really special or valuable about a rock or what have you, what we think. But this little thing is just a reminder to just, for me to continue to believe. And I don't know what her intent was. I can't even remember the principal's name. Very kind lady, but I don't remember her name. But she gave this to me. So I've held on to it. And I tell you, my belief and my just in the encouragement that I have to give myself sometime, it's a reminder that we can do whatever we want to do. We just have to keep believing and knowing that whatever our purpose is, it will come to pass. As long as we work it, it will work. So anyway, but that wasn't the word for today, but I passed by this coming in here to do the video, and I was like, let me share my little gift with the people. So it says believe. Anyway, but the thought for today is about brokenness that brings, or that could possibly be for your protection. I watched this show, I shared it with my AP too. Anyway, I watched this show called Yellowstone, and there's an episode where there's a clip where these two ranch hands, they're at odds with each other. They're angry because they both like the same barrel racing woman, and they just kind of, she was into one of them, then when the other one came, it just kind of flipped. But nevertheless, that's not the major part that I want to bring out. So these guys end up getting into a fight, and I don't know if y'all seen Yellowstone. Kevin Costner is the producer, and he's the star in there. He owns all of his land, I think in Montana, and he wants to keep the land, but he has this ranch, and he has these ranch hands, and these barrel racers were there for whatever reason, staying at the ranch. But anyway, these guys get into a fight, and so he tells the lead ranch hand, or whatever you want to call him, he said, look, we got to make an example because they're fighting. We got to stop this. We got to make an example out of the last man standing. So they put him in the horse pen and tell them that they have to fight. Every time they try to stop, the head person, or even Kevin Costner, says, get up, you got to keep going. So anyway, the last man standing was the older gentleman who liked the woman as well. And he happened to be best friends or good friends with the lead ranch hand. And Kevin Costner says, look, you don't have to do this. I'll do it. So he says, no, it's my responsibility. So he goes out, and they embrace and hug. And, I'm thinking Lloyd thinks that he's going to get a that boy, but he didn't. They hug, and then Rip hits him, and they begin to fight. And on the last part of that scene, Lloyd falls, and his hand falls on the railing there on the horse pen. And he tells Lloyd, he said, this is for your protection. And he takes his foot and he breaks Lord's left hand. And I thought about that as I watched it. Sometimes brokenness, sometimes the things that seem so hard, so just unbearable, those things are for our protection. So for us to think about brokenness and pain and hurt and disappointment and all of these things that we go through in this life in a different light, it could be for our protection. Things happen. We're not in control. The only person we are truly in control of, if we let ourselves be, is ourselves. But we don't control the actions and the motives of other people. So as I watched that and I jotted down, I was like, wow. So my brokenness could be for my protection. It is my belief that sometimes people who end up in jail or in prison and they come out and they have these stories, and some, don't get me wrong, there are people who are in these situations who have not done anything and they're wrongfully, and I get that, but some people have gone because of the stuff they've done, and it is possible that they are there for their protection, and it's for the purpose and the thing to come to pass. So sometimes we just have to look at our situations in a different light. And when I saw that, I was like, wow. So the hurt, the pain, and the man, he was holding his hand and stuff, and then on the end too, he actually went and helped the other guy up that he had been fighting over the little lady or what have you. But it's just the thought about looking and processing pain and anguish and disappointment, and oh, I didn't get the promotion. I understand, but there may be a purpose in that. It may be for your protection. I didn't get the relationship that I wanted. It could be for your protection. It could be that there's something that was going to happen that was going to be to your detriment. We don't know. So sometimes when we don't know, we process it in a way like, oh, woe is me. Oh, I hate this happened to me. But I want you to think this morning about, what if it's for another purpose? What if your situation, what if your losing the job was for another purpose, for something else better to come along, for something else more promising to come along? Sickness, and Lord, I hate when sickness comes and it comes speedily or suddenly. That can take a great toll on the mind and the psyche, and it really can wear on you. And I do believe sometimes when people get certain diagnoses, it does cause more rapid advancement of the sickness because of what they're processing in their mind. But we just want to try to take tiny steps to try to change the trajectory of our thoughts, change our thought processes to where we can say, you know what, maybe this is for another purpose, because nothing that we go through is for just to happen. It's for a reason. So let's try to work that today. You know, if somebody is in a slump and in a little bit of a funk, as I say, and it didn't work out as you thought, or it didn't go the way that you had projected or wanted it to go, think about it. It may just be because it's for your protection. So anyway, my video went a little bit long. You know, I like 5-6 minutes, but I did want to share that with you today. Think about, what if your brokenness is for your protection? And then maybe that'll give you a different outlook on how you view what you're actually dealing with. This is Katanya Shakir with another episode from Behind the Wall. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.